Hello, I'm Jenny Perry. When I was younger, I really loved the movie Back to the Future. I just couldn't believe that they were doing time travel. Later in life, I had a job that allowed me an opportunity to travel through time. So we only had to pay for half of a trip, and we got to take this incredible trip of a lifetime and go to Nepal. I couldn't hardly believe it. Of course, I did the work I needed to go on this trip. I was super excited. I didn't study a lot about Nepal before going, I'll admit that, but it was a trip of a lifetime. I had to take it. So we got ready, and before we knew it, it was time to leave. We went through Qatar, but that's a story for another day, and we moved on and went to Nepal. When we landed, we were at one of the villages that's kind of at a base camp of one of the Annapurna Mountains. There are multiple Annapurna Mountains, and they are some of the tallest, of course, after Mount Everest. There's a few of them, and it's amazing how brave these people were. One of the reasons we were there was to give back. So it was a work gives back trip. We were helping smash rock and create these stairs for the kids to be able to walk from their homes in the agricultural community down to the school. So it was a lot of hard work, but it was really rewarding. The kids were amazing. They were brave, and they were fun to get to know. Most of them knew English. So after a big welcome party and after doing some work, then we were able to talk with some of them here and there. One day, I was just visiting with one of the kids in the village, and something popped up about tigers. And I got really excited. And I was like, oh wow, I love tigers. And then she stopped me and she said, no. Right then, I knew I'd messed up, because she told me that tigers are dangerous. I was embarrassed. I knew I'd done the thing where a traveler, a foreigner, says something they shouldn't say, says something that they don't know much about. And so I felt pretty guilty, but I took a step back and I became the listener. I made sure to say nothing, to look her in the eye and listen to her story. So in Nepal, she explained that tigers are dangerous and that they are still in the mountain range where the people live. Now, Nepal is one of the poorest countries in the world. People there make approximately $470 annually, according to the US Department of State.gov. That's not a lot of money to live off of. So they have 71% agriculture and live off the food that they grow. Now, 31% of the families there are below the poverty line. So to do what they need to do, they're going to be out in nature. She explained to me that her brother-in-law was out hunting for their family to make food or to get food. And then he realized while he was hunting, he was being hunted by a tiger. The tiger took his life, and it dramatically changed their family's life forever. That was a life-changing experience. Not just being in Nepal and having that wonderful experience, but learning that we need to be a listener. Learning that when we are in someone else's country, when we're in their world, we need to ask more questions. We need to be interested and maybe not express things too soon, just so we don't have an embarrassing moment like I did. But if you have that opportunity to travel, take the trip. It was a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. I learned a lot, and I loved it. And so never let one of these opportunities pass you by, because you will learn so much from other people when you share in their world. Thank you for listening.